What is up, guys? I am Welsh Boyo and today is a Daredevil review video. Reason I'm doing this is because I loved it. I spent 2 entire days watching the series, and I know it's not that long of a series, it's only about 13 episodes, but if it like an hour each, well, between 40 to 50 minutes each, gotta say, wow, absolute wow. However and whoever done this, done it right. Let me just check on who actually did it. I don't know. But sadly for me, the person who stole the show was, I think his name is Eldon Henson, who plays Foggy Nelson. For me, he just stole the entire series. He was funny, witty, just brilliant. But then again, obviously Charlie Cox as Daredevil, just good choice. And Vincent, I can't even pronounce his last name, and I'm not going to because I will butcher it. The guy who plays Wilson Fisk was spot on. I mean, he was brilliant. I like how they didn't use, by the way, if you haven't seen it, go watch it, but this is just a little, not really a spoiler, but some of you might think it is. They don't pronounce him as the Kingpin. They say his name's Wilson Fisk, obviously who is the Kingpin, but they don't use the title Kingpin. Pretty good. But yeah, he's amazing in it. I was a little bit gutted that Wesley, his right hand man, didn't turn into more, because it's like, by your score. It actually says Wesley and then it's got like a line, and what I'm reading, I've got IMBD open, and I know people say like that's the Wikipedia of bloody films, but you know, they get it spot on most times. Right. Trying to find out who it says after Wesley, because it's bugging me. It doesn't say. Why don't you say? Ah, that wasn't even worth finding that out for you guys, because it just says that his name is James Wesley. I knew that. But yeah, if you haven't got Netflix, I know a few people have been watching it online. One of my friends actually said, I bumped into her the other day, and she turned to me and said that she's seen episode 1 after, because she's a big Marvel fan, and she looked at me and said, "Where are you now?" And I said, "I finished it." And I just got called a nerd, and I was like, well, "You know me for years, how are you only now picking this up?" But yeah, everyone who I talk to is loving the series. Everyone on Facebook who is in debates about watching it, after watching one episode, they all have really good reviews. What's brilliant, because I said in the last video, I'm really biased about his character. I love Daredevil. But yeah. Right, moving on from that. I'm not going to say much about the series, but I'm just going to say parts were amazing, and parts they could work on areas around. Like, first part was what they worked out really well. I saw a lot of Dark Knight influences in this, what is good, because everyone likes the Dark Knight. Well, most people. But it's like how dark it is and how story driven. Each character has their own reason to be there. It's brilliant. Really well done. Really well written as well. Personal choice here. I wasn't too fussed on, as the series went along, they kept doing little flashbacks. Wasn't a big fan of that, but I know a lot of people do like it, because I've never seen Lost, but I've heard that does a similar type of thing. I started watching Walking Dead when that first came on, and I'm still trying to catch up with it, but that obviously does it as well, quite a lot of flashbacks to before the apocalypse. But I'm not a fan of it. I think they should start off, instead of giving away in the story, having the beginning going back to tell each little bit. Do it before the actual main plot. Do it in like one pilot episode. Have like, right, you know, Matt Murdock loses his eyesight, and then a few years later or months later he meets Styx, and obviously if you've read the comics you'll know who Styx is. I'm not going to give it away here because if people are watching it, I kind of want you to go off and watch it if you haven't seen it. If you have seen it, however, you know he's a badass. You know, I'd want them to show him then a few months later meeting Styx, and then have another episode further on down the line where it flashes back to Wilson Fisk's because his past becomes a big part in the actual plot line itself. What is very good. Like I said, very well written as well. But of course, personal choice there. Don't know how you guys felt about that if you have seen it. Or even if you haven't seen it, how do you think about the whole having a flashback during the episode? Personally, it's not one I like. But yeah, apart from that's the only criticism I really have on the entire series. I mean, is little nitpicking bits I could pick out. Like, one of them's a costume. They bring the actual red costume in very late in the series, what I don't like so much. I'd rather them have it halfway through, so you have that other half of the series to go, oh my god, it's actually DareDevil's here. But of course, now he's been given a costume, we got the Defenders coming out. I can see this being another series. In fact, I'm really hoping that because this series have done so well, I am hoping they bring out a feature film of it. Just because it's so good, it's well written, it's got a great cast behind it. One thing I love, and this isn't a spoiler, this is like an Easter egg, but at the same time, if you don't want to hear what I have to say on this one, because you want to watch it and get surprised yourself, I'll give a count of 5 like normal to just flick, say about 10 seconds or 5 seconds forward or back. Well, give it a minute now. No, a few seconds either way. So, right. Basically, I love how they have incorporated the Avengers into it. And when I say that, I don't mean as in, you know, Iron Man flies in. Nothing like that. No cameo appearances, nothing like that. But how they done it was nice. Not too in your face as if to say, if you haven't seen Avengers, you're screwed. But as if to say, right, this is the same world Avengers are from, same universe. The reason crime is upped is because of them destroying, well, not one, to fight in New York. And I like it when, in the first episode actually, you hear about like New York, the destruction in New York, this, that and the other. And then further on down the line, Wilson actually turns to a few henchmen and says, what's his actual words? It's something like, I can't quote it like, you know, word from word, but basically it says that if, you know, you had an iron suit or a magical hammer, it'd understand why you keep getting your asses handed to you. That was brilliant. That kind of added in, right, they know about the Avengers, but obviously, you know, they know it's not the Avengers doing this. It's someone a lot smaller and, you know, something like that. But then further on down again, something happens with Ben Urich, who obviously, if you've read the comics, you know he's a big part of it. If you've seen the last film with Ben Affleck in, you know he's a big part of that as well. He is the news reporter who's always wanting to get that story, and he will go through everything to get it. Yeah, there's one part he's actually sorting this box out and he pulls out this news article clip that's in a frame. And it's got the big worm, like flying worm, what Iron Man flies into the mouth and blows up. Well, it's got the dead carcass of that on the floor in New York. It's got like a picture taken from the sky. And it's got his headline on it. And I thought it was brilliant that he was a reporter who reported on the incident in New York. By the end of the series though, right, if all spoilers aside now, you can come back if you're still looking for where I am. No, I'm done now. But right, end of the series, it gets, how do I say this? The more you watch, the better it gets. That's the only way. And it started off on a real high point. It started off on a good one. And I thought, oh crap, because normally if a series starts on a high, it finishes on a low. This one just upped the ante. It was brilliant. But with further to do on the story side of it, because the story of it you have to watch. It goes through the entire. It's one storyline that, you know, progressively goes, but they all have a little intertwining bits in it. It's amazing. Yeah, it's not much I want to say on it because I don't want to give too much of a series away. So, if you have Netflix, go watch it. If you don't have Netflix, I don't really say this much, and I'd hope I don't get in a lot of trouble for this, but, you know, go find it somewhere. If you haven't got Netflix, actually sign up to it. You know, because in my household we don't have Sky. We have Now TV and Netflix. And to be honest, we use Netflix the most, and I think it's something like $5.99 a month, something like that. Could be $6.99. I don't know. I can't actually. Don't quote me on that. But it's like it's worth it. Put it this way: every film you watch, think about it. If you had to go out and rent each film you're gonna watch on there, or even buy it, that would be what, £9, or even bloody $3.99 if we're gonna rent it off PlayStation Store or something. No, it's worth it. And I'm not getting sponsored. I hope I was I wish I was getting sponsored for this, but I'm not, sadly. But if anyone from Netflix is watching and do need a sponsor, I will quite happily do it. Just for free Netflix, please. But yeah, go find some way to watch it. Like I said, I know a few of my friends obviously haven't got Netflix, and they have quite openly said to me, I'm watching it online. So at the same time, now, each to their own. I'm using Netflix because I love it, and also I can put it on my TV. So yeah. With this now, I don't see where they can actually go, as in until the next few characters like Jessica Jones, Luke Cage and Iron Fist come out. I do believe, however, they can bring out the Defenders before a Luke Cage and an Iron Fist movie. I say this because if you look on IMDb, and I know I've said this before, it's like the Wikipedia page for movies and series now. The guy who plays Luke Cage, who I cannot remember for the life of me, I will find out for you now in a second while I'm still on here. Well, have a look. I do believe he is in the actual series of Jessica Jones. So now I'm interested to see how that ties in with it, because, you know, DareDevil had his own story, his own origin story. Jessica Jones, obviously, by years having to have her own origin story, I guess. Mike Coulter is the guy who's playing Luke Cage, and he is actually in all 13 episodes. What? That's a little bit interesting, because they could, I guess, roll him into the origin story somehow, and then they wouldn't have to do a spin-off series. I know they're doing one on Luke Cage, but they wouldn't have to rely on that one. They could bring out Defenders, and then during Defenders, Luke Cage comes into it. Not Luke Cage, sorry, Iron Fist. Know what I mean? So, you know, I do believe it could do that. Plus, it'll stop all the waiting around, because this one, apparently, aka Jessica Jones, is supposed to be coming out in 2015, so this year. So happy with that, to be honest, because like I said, I've watched all the DareDevil in one, basically, like 2 sit-ins, because I had to go out and, you know, get my hair cut and everything. But I had to do it in 2 sit-ins, and I did, and I loved it. Didn't sleep much on Friday night because I was actually up till stupid o'clock watching it. Like I said, they are an hour each, well, roughly an hour, but it's an hour you will not regret. Because I've known a few people who I have disagreements with when it comes to series, but I know everyone who I've talked to has loved it. Yeah, like I said, I don't want to talk about the story too much because it does get into spoiler territory big time. Obviously, everyone knows the red suit is an addition to it, and it is coming into it because if you click on Netflix and you have all these pictures up, what the main one that comes up is the red suit. What to me I think is a little bit misleading, personally, because the red suits. I don't want to say how much is in it for, but I will say this: not much. I was very disappointed by that, but he does. You can see where they were leading. General progression from back alley vigilante in a black mask to he finally, as he moves on, the sticks he has, the cartoon one has, comic one has, and the progression of that character, is very good. But like I said, he could have brought it in a little bit sooner. No, I don't think I really have much to say on Daredevil because, the 5 main points. It's dark, it's gripping, it's got good action, good storyline behind it, and an amazing cast. I don't think that series would have done half as well if it weren't for the cast. Because the writers, I'm not just going to say the cast, the entire cast and crew. Because without them writing the storyline for Wilson Fisk, what to me was mind blowing, because it kind of makes you question morals big time, because he's trying to help the city in a different way than Daredevil is. He's trying to own the city to make it a better place, where Daredevil is trying to free it and liberate it to make it that better place. So it does kind of make you question who is right, but obviously you're trying to believe Daredevil's in the right here. But then Wilson Fisk could come out and do something good, or say a speech where you kind of think, this man knows what he's doing. He's got a good point behind this, and it does make you question that a hell of a lot. I'm glad they didn't bring him in the first episode. I think it's episode 3. He finally comes into it. That's no spoiler there, guys, because if you actually look down the series listings, you can see. But yeah, it's very well written because of, from that perspective, really, if it makes the watcher question their own morals as well as these other characters, it's quite intense to watch. But yeah, I will guarantee by the end of it you'll need a box of tissues or something. It does get really sad. I'm not going to say what happens, I'm just going to say it gets sad. So if you want spoilers, go look at them. If you've seen the series, you will know what I mean. But yeah, it's a nice progression. Like I said, I could have personally if I was directing right now, I would have done it certain progressions a lot sooner. I would have done maybe little tweaks differently, but other than that, because I'm not a director or writer or anything, while watching that, I was blown away. So I'm hoping, I really want him to appear in Captain America 3. I've said this in my last video as well. I really want him there. Sorry, I'm sliding down the seat. I really want him in the Captain America universe and the MC movie universes, because we have stuff like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. We have obviously now Daredevil. It's going to be Luke Cage, obviously. For a lot of them, bring them into it. I mean, I don't mind if they just bring Daredevil into like Captain America and bring the rest of them in during part 2 of Infinity War. Do it, You've got the characters, you've got the cast. Obviously, you do have to think of the budgeting and stuff like that, but if they're up for it, do it. according to Charlie Coxwell, he has not had the call-in for the Captain America film, what is a little bit gutting. But I do believe it's only just started filming now this month, April. So maybe, who knows, you know. We didn't know that Robert Downey Jr. was going to be in there. We didn't even know Spider-Man was going to be in there till late. And apparently Robert Downey Jr. done an interview and has said that they are bringing him into Civil War. What we all kind of speculated and guessed, but he is going to be there. Kind of makes you wonder now, who's going to play him? No, who have they got in mind? They must have someone in mind just to say, go on and you can speak about it. So, yeah. Apart from that, guys, I don't really have much to say on the DareDevil series. Like I said, it's good. Personally, I'd give it a 9 out of 10 because there was certain things that made me go, really? But yeah, no. Interesting. But yeah, that's all I got to say on it. But the next biggest question I got is, where are they going to go from there? Obviously we know there's a series coming out. No, there's another series in the works. The Defenders. When, I'll have a look what year that's what's coming out. I do believe it's next year though. I do believe it's next year, sadly. Year unknown. Right, that's a little bit upsetting because... But it's interesting because whereas each of the individual characters are getting 13 episodes each, by the looks of it, this is only getting 8. Is it for a reason? Speculation can begin, guys. But no, I put it up on my Facebook the other day saying that I would love to see a DareDevil game. I think they should bring the character of DareDevil now, and look, whoever is going to make it, by the way, this is just what I would love personally. It's not a confirmation they are bringing out a game or anything. It's just what I personally would love to see them do with the character. Now he's taken off so well. I think a game company should look at Rocksteady and look at the Batman Arkham games and look at it and go, right, what made that game awesome? What made it so great? And that's that they stayed true to the roots. They made it dark, they made it gritty, they made it action-packed, story-driven. Everything what makes that game good. Second of all, they should look at DareDevil now and go, right, well, this comic is along the same lines as Batman, as in intenseness and darkness. So maybe we should take parts like the whole combat system, detective mode, and maybe possibly other stuff from the Arkham franchise, and not reskin it so much, but just bang a DareDevil twist on it. Because I'd like to see that. It worked very well with Shadow Mordor. That's one of my favourite games. In fact, I got it on Xbox One, and I love it. I will, hopefully, fingers crossed, be doing a playthrough on that game. So you'll understand what I mean when I say that it's sort of a reskin of it, but sort of not. But yeah, I'd love to see DareDevil have a game. That's my main issue, is this character has taken off so well now. The series has really upped the ante on him. They can go in any direction with him now and guarantee what viewers. So yeah, if you haven't seen the series, like I said, go watch it for God's sake, because it is amazing. What do you think personally about a DareDevil game? Hopefully, my bet and money is, and what I'm really praying to God they do, is I'm hoping Rocksteady go, right, we want to make a game of this character. We've done one for DC, let's do it for Marvel. You know, screw all that DC vs Marvel crap and just go, right, let's make a good superhero game again. Sadly, I don't think it will. But, I know when Sega had done Captain America game, that was like it had similar concepts to Batman Arkham Knight, Batman Arkham, but any of the Batman Arkham franchise really. And personally, it didn't. I quite liked the game. It was good. I quite. It was just certain parts of it what I really liked. The whole shield targeting system I loved, and little bits of that. But apparently, it didn't do so well, and it's a tough one to call because it had the making of a great game with all its little tiny tweaks and stuff, but then again, it had all its flaws. I think being done by Sega didn't really give it that boost it needed, and it wasn't even publicised that well, like Batman Arkham is being now. It's being all the Arkham games have ended up on some DVD. Trailers end up in some cinemas. Arkham Knight is being bashed like hell about. Well, I'm looking forward to, because like I said in loads of my videos, I've got it on pre-order. So whenever they keep knocking it back a couple of days or weeks or months, I kind of feel a little bit let down and disappointed. Because as you can tell by my t-shirt here, I love Batman. But yeah, they should really look at a good developer, good story writer, and do what they done with Batman Arkham games to DareDevil. How do you guys feel about that? I'm going to let you think on that one, and I'm hoping you give me a comment on what you think. Do you agree with what I've said about the series? If you don't, then you have your own ideas of what they could do afterwards even. Maybe if Defenders didn't come out for another year, bung Daredevil in Civil War. What do you think? No. That's the main thing. I actually care about what you guys think, because I'm a big nerd, and talking to other nerds makes me feel good about what I do here. So yeah, just slip a comment in on Facebook, on Twitter, anything. As well as that, what would you like to see superhero wise? What would be the next superhero to get its own series? Now, who would you like to see? Because we know they're doing Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, and Iron Fist. What I've said. Apparently, rumors, speculation has it. There you go. No confirmation. This is just pure rumors that the people who do Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. are doing a Star Wars TV series. Whether that is true or not is a bit up in the air. What do you think? What do you guys think about that one as well? Because for me, I personally, it's I personally, I really don't know now. I'd like to see the same people who do Daredevil do a Star Wars one, and have it on Netflix, because it means bigger budget. Well, not a bigger budget, but they can spend more. They know it's gonna have a first series if it's on Netflix, and also I trust Netflix series a lot more, because I watched Marco Polo from beginning to end, and that was an amazing series. I've heard really amazing things about Better Call Saul. Obviously, I've said in one of my other videos I haven't seen Breaking Bad all the way through. I saw like the first episode, and then I don't think I carried on with it, and I don't know why. I don't know why either. So I might get back and I might start watching it. But yeah, obviously Netflix series always have a good following, so I would love to see a Star Wars one be done by Netflix. But again, what do you guys think on that one? But yeah, I think that kind of wraps up this video for today. What do you want to see from Daredevil? What do you want to see from Marvel? And game related, possibly. Because we all know Marvel games kind of suck a little bit. I think I haven't had a good game since Marvel Ultimate Alliance. Unless you come for Lego games, but the Lego games are always awesome anyway. But yeah, what would you like to see? What did you actually, if you have seen the series, what did you think on it? Is a little part in there where you go, right, I could have changed this, or even gone, right, this worked, this didn't. Just anything. Just let me know what you think. Even if you liked it through the entire series with no complaints, nothing. Tell me what you loved so much about it. But yeah, for now, guys, I'm calling it a day on you, and I will possibly see you very soon. depending on how my uni work ties up. So yeah, I will see you all soon. Bye.